products at work. This company was founded on products at work. This has nothing to do with what I'm going to talk to you about, but I want you to understand something. This company's leadership has stood by their principles from the day I've met them. They didn't launch this company buying leaders. They didn't launch this company saying, hey, we got the comp plan, now let's go find a product. They found the products. They found some leaders. And you guys built a great history. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. I want you to look at what this company is going to mean. But I want to share what motivates me. I don't do what I do for you guys. I love y'all. But it's because I've got a wife, I started to say 6 kids. That's what I had in Orlando. But since then, we've now got 2 wonderful granddaughters that we adopted. So now I've got 8 kids, okay? That's why I do what I do. That's my why, that's my purpose. Everyone in this room has to have a purpose. When I get up on this stage to talk to you guys, it's for one thing. It's to make sure that you understand you're in business for yourself. These guys said it from stage. You're partnering with them. They're partnering with you. And what I'm here to do tonight is to show you how you can grow people, grow your profits, and grow your shareholder value. That means your net worth. I get so sick and tired of hearing networkers out there saying, look what I made, look what I made. What do you got in the bank? It's not what you make, it's what you keep. You guys need to be building a business and building a legacy for your family. So to do that, we're going to talk about 8 pillars of success for Plexus. Okay, now this is going to be something that I really want you guys to take home. Because by the time we're done tonight, you guys should go out and have dinner, you'll be able to relax, but it should start to pique your brain a little bit. To say, what is it that I need to do? Where do I need to go? There's going to be one major word. You guys kind of heard it from up here. We've heard about belief. We've heard about purpose. But if you've ever gone out there and wanted to accomplish something huge, there's one word that you've got to be able to have to do that, and that's trust. You can have the greatest sales training. You're going to hear from Big Al and Les Brown, and Big Al's been a mentor of mine for years. But at the end of the day, it comes down to, does that prospect trust you? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust this leadership? Do you trust the products? And that's what we're going to go through. I want you to look at something. Anybody know what this is? I'm going to tell you what it is. If you look at the center pole, you'll see it real light. It says the Freedom Tower. We used to call them the Twin Towers in New York City. And when they decided to build the new Freedom Tower, which just last week went live, Memorial Day, 1,776 feet tall, here's what they had to do. They had to dig down below street level. Most of you guys are just getting into the business. You haven't gone through the last 5 years. You've gone through the last 4, the last 3, the last 2. Some of you, this is your first conference. You'll hear a lot of people talk about this is a ground floor opportunity. Plexus is just now getting to the ground floor. That first 5 years was literally a hell. It was the growing pains. It was sitting in a little bitty office in Phoenix, Arizona saying, hey, is anybody going to show up? We got a great vision. Taro's a visionary. And now it knows how to put it to work just like that. But they're sitting there saying, is this going to work? Are we going to make it? And they understood it was going to take some time to build the foundation. And they had to dig out a lot of crap to get there. And now you guys happen to be living proof of the building that they're building. This should be your freedom tower. This should be your time to change your life. Now think about this for a minute. Most of you only need $300, $400, $500 a month to give you a little bit of leeway, a little bit of breathing room. Pay the bills. There's a reason that we have as many kids as we do. And it's not because I was a great success in network marketing. We made a lot of money. I married a romance writer. So I married somebody that understood how to be an entrepreneur herself. And no, she didn't write about me in the books except for the fight scenes. Okay? But we understood that if we were going to build something together, it wasn't going to be easy. She didn't want me talking network marketing. I mean, we were married 5 years before I got to go to Christmas dinner because she was worried I'd start talking about the company I was in. Okay? It took her a while to get it. But the Plexus products has allowed her to lose 20 pounds. And you know what? I remember at 17 when she walked up a ladder in front of me in those little bitty number 3 jeans. And she's looking pretty good in those jeans again too, okay? So this really does work, okay? But I want you to think about something. This here, everybody has seen all kinds of Greek and Roman ruins. And you'll see the roof's gone, you'll see the walls gone, but the pillars stand. They've sustained the test of time. And what you guys are going to be talking about for a long time is how you've withstood the test of time in Plexus. See, in all the years that I've studied companies, I was in the field for almost 15 years. Actually, I was with the first company for 15 years. My second company for 5 years before the owner sold it. And then I went into corporate. And we ran a company for 4 years and took it from $75 to $150 million a year. Most of the trainers in this business today came through that company because we were a support and training company for network marketing. We just happened to have a compensation plan attached to that. I've played every role there is. I've studied every company that we can study. I've looked at every court case that's out there. And what we're about to talk about is what it will take for you guys to take your business to the next level. I want to look at the first pillar. It's clarity. Think about this. Did you ever realize Washington, D.C. is full of pillars? Every building up there has a pillar in front of it. And the Washington Monument stands so tall and so clear, it's one of the first things you see when you're flying in. People trust a clear message, and they will mistrust an ambiguous message. If you're out there trying to talk about Plexus and you don't know what it is you're talking about, or you're hyping it, or you're not telling it quite the way it is, or you're not answering the questions correctly, if you haven't taken time to listen to what that prospect is asking you, they're not going to join your team and they're not going to buy the product. You have to be totally clear. So ask yourself this question. Have you truly crafted your purpose statement? Do you honestly know why you're doing this? And I'm not talking about hocus pocus. Oh, I want to be a millionaire. That comes with a lot of responsibilities too. I'm talking about deep in your gut. Why are you doing what you're doing? I've got a house being renovated. It's taken us 2 years to get where we're at now because I'm always on the road. But I have a clear, distinct focus on what it is we're doing. When Paige calls and says, honey, we need to put the floor down in the kitchen. No, it ain't time yet. We got to do the master bedroom first. Everything's clear. You have to have a clear, focused message. Do you give clear expectations to your team? You've got Mary Ann that just came into this company. Thank goodness, because man, there's some ugly guys running it for a while. So at least we got a female up there now. Okay? She knows her stuff. She's going to be helping you guys, but you've got to give clear expectations to your team. If you don't know where you're going, how the heck are they going to know where they're going? You've got to be totally clear on what you're doing. Here's another one for you. Are you totally clear on what it is you're supposed to be doing daily? I used to hate to pick up the telephone, call prospects. When I was running my business hard, we'd go through 800 to 1,000 leads a month, always on the telephone. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have Facebook. And I used to hate that. So I'd make up all kinds of stuff I had to do. Got to clean the desk, got to clean the office. Honey, do you need anything? Anything but to pick up the phone. And I wasn't making a dime. See, once I started getting down the actual task that I needed to accomplish, we started making money. We started changing lives. We started to see things grow. One of the earliest people on my team just didn't get it. But today she's a top leader in another company. Because one day it clicked with her too. And her daily tasks started lining up with her purpose. The clarity got there. And all of a sudden her team started to grow. And here's another thing that happened with this young little lady. I'm not going to tell you the company's name. But right when she got ready to hit what you guys would call diamond, my best friend since I was in high school, her husband, diagnosed with 2 brain tumors. Knocked the wind out of her. But yet her team rallied around them, and the whole time that he was going through his surgeries, the whole time she couldn't build her business because she was distraught, her volume went up. Because she had taught them clarity all the way through. You've got to have clarity. Second pillar, compassion. I use the Lincoln Memorial for this because I'm just a redneck from the South, and Lincoln did some stuff right during the time period, and he showed compassion. So I wanted to use the Lincoln Memorial. See, people put faith in those who care beyond themselves. Something that President Lincoln did that we haven't seen presidents do in a long time. He made the Secretary of Defense. He gave that position to somebody that he really didn't like, and who had publicly just made all kinds of comments about him. But he made him his Secretary of Defense because he said, I know he'll do the best job. He put his own personal agenda aside. He said, this is the best person for this. So you've got to ask yourself a question. If your business isn't growing, is it because of you? Is it because you're not showing the compassion? I'm talking about sympathy here. I'm talking about compassion. Are you listening to what the needs of your team are? Or are you just seeing them as another number? Now, sometimes we just do that and we don't mean to. We get busy. We're wanting to rank up. We're wanting to get our rank back. We're wanting to be somebody. And we're not as compassionate as we're supposed to be. Or worse yet, we're having a tough time at home and we don't want anybody to know. And when we see somebody on our team and their life seems to be great, we get frustrated. Paige went through that. I just told you I adopted 2 grandkids. My sons were very competitive, but they also didn't listen to Dad. Had babies very, very young with some really quirky little girls. So we ended up with 2 beautiful babies. It was during this time period my wife met Candy Mernon, because Paige kept saying, honey, can we just adopt? Can we just adopt? I said, I don't want to adopt. I don't think I can love babies if they're not mine. I just don't know. One night, late, I'm working. She's asleep. How many know who Stephen Curtis Chapman is? I heard him do an interview on Fox News talking about adopting. So I wake her up, and she's like, no, honey, I got a headache. Leave me alone. It's not that. Okay. Wake up. I said, look, I don't know if I can do this.